Hi, Alicia. How you doing? I've got your portfolio up, and I'd like to go through it. The first thing I'd like to mention is that 41 pages might be a little bit long. I think if a lot of hiring professionals would take a look at the length of this and maybe not consider not going through the entire presentation because they're going to see 41 pages, and that seems awfully long presentation. Um, I, I'm noticing that you're using a lot of the same design elements that you use throughout the weeks, and I've commented on all this stuff. So if you've elected to retain your initial design concept, that's fine. That's fine with me. I understand completely those decisions, and that affects nothing regarding your grade or anything like that. I'm not going to play like I'm the art director and you have to listen to me. This is design and you have to make your own decisions, of course. This is actually a reflection of you. So if I say something, it's out of an objective viewpoint of a graphic design student's portfolio from this professional's viewpoint. So if by all means you want to retain your presentation, I respect that. Let's go on next page, and I'll just go through. Like I said, a lot of these things, like I don't think you need these filler pages, and a lot of these things I mentioned, I think that typeface it's really difficult to read. But that's great, and just go through the weeks if you want to hang on to those comments because you can just snatch those videos out of there and save them to your hard drive because those will be taken down in a couple weeks, as you can imagine. Moving forward, concert posts. The work itself looks great. I think that typeface right there looks like it's been stretched. So you want to check that. It looks like this has been kind of horizontally stretched. So check that. This style looks great. Good presentation. So you're using each page to brand yourself because whether the viewer realizes or not, there's a mental picture being created, a mental image of the designer. And since all we're looking at is the work, then the mental image we see of the designer is based on this, which is why we call it branding. So as far as your work itself goes, I think everything looks great. I think you've really shown a lot. And one of the things you mentioned in your writing is that you overall you believe the portfolio is a success for the reasons you listed above, and the reasons you listed above were that you have a good variety, and I think that's your strength there. You've got a really strong wide variety of work. Low resolution image, another one there. I mean, these should be working banners. These are all things that have already been mentioned. I'm really super busy down here. I recommend not. Well, we've been through that. So anyways, as far as where we stand now, I think everything's great. Your work really, you're right. It speaks for itself. These, I couldn't get into these websites here. They're not, see, it's asking me to create a link. So these aren't links. So your portfolio reviewer would expect to see links in that. This is great right here. This is the totally working. Awesome. I played with this for a while and everything works. And the animation is based off that too. So wonderful work there. Good job on your product shots. Good job on your product file. And as I've mentioned through the weeks, everything's looking good. This, I would recommend calling this electives. Well, you can call, actually, I take that back. Now that the class is complete, you can call that anything you wish to call it. And these are good. Again, the word here is variety. So you're showing a wonderful variety. Now, the last page, the credits page, I just want to mention one thing really quick. Now, basically what you've done here is okay. It'll keep you out of trouble. You're saying that you're not claiming ownership to any of these said items. And that's awesome. However, a lot of hiring professionals and studio heads will look for proper citation techniques, meaning APA or MLA formatted, and that means everything formatted individually. So you can't really batch cite your vector saying all vectors are a courtesy of. I think that's kind of, I don't know what that means. All vectors. I'm not real sure what that means. Is that where all is? Oh, is that the name of the site. Did you see what I'm saying? I mean, it's confusing to me what you're saying. Like, which images came from MORIC files, which images came from all vectors, and that would be really very, very important information that you would probably want to clarify that. Otherwise, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get anything out of the class? Did you enjoy the class? I hope so. I was a little bit, well, I think I'm not real sure how you meant this. If I learned nothing else from the class, it's how I have grown as an artist. And I hope you learned a little bit about Portfolio itself. If not, the structure, then the concept and development behind Portfolio. So hopefully you found that to be of relevant use moving forward in your design career. But I know I certainly enjoyed having you in class, and I'm sure I can speak for your classmates as well. So great engagement throughout the weeks, and I think it was a great class, and I really want to thank you for playing your part in it. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to keep my contact information. You might need it in the future. You might as well. I suggest students always hang on to contact information for folks they run into along their paths, so to speak. So anyway, sorry this took so long, and great job. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Thanks.